Hey everyone, it's Ashley. I am so excited to finally be back to share a new card that I just created. This one is a happy anniversary card that I have made for my friends and family to celebrate their anniversary. I did make it the interactive part where the candy box die lid opens and closes. Let's get started. For the sake of time, I did do a lot of die cutting off camera just as I'm getting kind of back in the swing of things with a new camera, a new angle, and I basically have had to learn this all over again, so bear with me. For the main piece background, I did use the Tailored Expression stitched rectangle stacklets. I used the largest size with my Nina 80-pound Solar White cardstock, and I also used another one of her frames with her Cookie Monster cardstock. However, this is where it kind of threw me off because I was hoping it was going to be a scalloped rectangle shape, and I didn't realize it actually cut the inside piece out separate, so it created a frame. But that's okay. I worked with it and it actually turned out really cute. And here I'm just showing you the cardstock was Cookie Monster by Tailored Expressions, and then again I used the Nina for the white. And I will be doing some stenciling, and I used the Lawn Fawn Lots of Hearts background stencil. There's actually two in this set, so I found the one that has the smallest size of hearts, and I found a good cluster of where the small ones were since this is a very small rectangular piece. Using my Make Art Station, I went ahead and just put down the blue piece and the stencil on top, and I didn't use pixie spray or any adhesive, so I'm going to rely on holding it down with my hand and the magnets. Typically for a more intricate stencil I would not do this as it tends to always shift on me, but this time it was a pretty small piece. I am using Tailored Expressions Confetti Cake. For the ink, I wanted a tone on tone, but this is slightly darker, so I feel like it stands out just a little more, just to give the card some extra details. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink blend that over the small panel. And the stencil did not shift this time, so I was lucky and happy. I love when that happens. I'm also going to show you how I have been cleaning my stencils lately. I don't have a sink in my craft room or anything, and so just real quickly, I take some alcohol wipes that I bought at Target. I know you can get a different brand or like a CVS brand, Walgreens brand at their stores, but lately this has been a saving grace for me to just easily clean the stencils. In fact, I don't even need to go take this one to the bathroom anymore to wash it off. So I've been loving those wipes. And now I'm just going to put that away since I am finished with the stenciling. And I'm going to show you the stamp set that I've been using. It is the MFT Sweet Nothings stamp set. And I just went ahead and stored the candy box die with it since I think it pairs so nicely with the sentiments. And this one is actually a taller stamp set that I ended up just cutting in half so that it would fit in a standard stamp pouch. So I just wanted to show you in case yours looks a little different. And this die is very easy to work with. I know there's a lot of pieces, but it was designed so easy to work with, which I am grateful for. And I used the 3/8 mini Velcro circle dots to make this piece interactive where the flap lifts up and down. And then there is a bow option that you can put on top of the candy box. This one I thought would be fun to do in silver foil cardstock. So I used the Recollection brand, which cut beautifully. And then here is an example of the chocolate or the candy pieces that I went ahead and created. I just used 3 types of brown shades of cardstock, and it comes with the 2 dies where each set of 4 makes 2 chocolates. There's a scalloped candy holder and then a solid one that goes on top. I used the Tailored Expressions Strawberry Milkshake Pink, and those are to make the tabs if you would like to make the box hinged. And if you want to, which I wanted to, you just fold them in half. There is like a perforated little fold line. And then you need to cut out 2 of the smaller hearts if you would like to make this piece interactive and cover up your tabs. You could get away with 1, but I wanted to cover up my tabs. And the other piece you just need to cut once. It creates a little frame or lip for the candy box, and then the main heart. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and use some liquid adhesive, and I'm going to attach that small thin frame heart shape to the biggest, the heart that it cut. And it's just going to help make the candy box look more clean and to help keep the chocolates in their shape. And this was very easy to line up since it is etched on the side, so you can see exactly where that little frame needs to go. And I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead, I think, and I glue the tabs on. Yep. Okay. So I did want the lid to lift up. So the easiest way that I have found out how to do these, I was 3 cards in and I figured out a way to do it, is I just attach the pieces to the back, and then I hold it down just for a little bit. And it's okay if it's a little messy because this will be glued down to your paper. And then to attach the lid, the easiest way I found was to take one of those smaller hearts, lay it inside the little lip that you created, and then that way you know where to put little dabs of glue. Now, this is where you could just leave off that top heart, but you will see the exposed glue and you want to be careful. However, I knew I wanted a more clean look, so that's why I cut a second one. But before I glue that down, I'm going to attach that silver foil bow. And you'll notice that this bow is bigger, or longer I should say, than the heart. It is made to go, in case you just wanted to do the larger heart, it fits across that bottom base, in case you did not want your heart to have a lid on it. So I went ahead and do that, and then I'm going to attach the ribbon ends. And I apologize, I'm off camera just a little for those. And I'm just using the Art Glitter Glue. Yes, Art Glitter Glue for mine. So I am just putting those on, and then I'll be covering it up with the main bow piece. And then there's also a little top for the knot that you can put on if you'd like the added detail of several layers of this bow. But it would look really cute just like that too. But since it cut it out at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and just add it on there. And then you just need to cut off the extra piece of the heart. I'm actually going to set it aside to dry just for a little bit, as I want to make sure it is completely adhered down before I trim off the excess. Okay, this is where I debated back and forth on if people would know to open the little box lid. My mom probably would, since she's a card maker, but my grandma and my mother-in-law, my mother-in-law doesn't really make cards, so I don't know if she would know to look under that. So using the same colored ink as the cardstock, I went ahead and stamped open using a Lawn Fawn small interactive set. And here is the fun part, decorating your candy box. So I did use 3 colors of brown, and I created just various pieces of candy. It does come with a die cut where you can add like the little swirls, there's hearts, there's like a coffee bean or a little flower design just to dress up your candies. And I decided to do 6 in the box, and then I do put one of them in the inside of the card. And there's the little flower. And this is where I realized I almost forgot to include the Velcro mini dot, or else I would have covered it up just a little. So I quickly remembered, and I get my little mini Velcro dots to put at the very bottom. I can't believe I almost forgot that. That was the main piece of what I wanted this card to do. Okay, so these are just very easy to rip apart. They're already self-adhesive. I just put the softer end at the bottom. My candy piece was already glued down, so I couldn't shift it anymore. So I don't think the recipient will ever notice. I then just put the other piece on top so that it picked it up so it was exactly lined up. Okay, so now it actually opens and closes, so I can continue to add on the rest of my chocolates. And then at this time, I'll go ahead and trim off that extra piece of the bow. And I will just use liquid adhesive and attach that to the top. Again, this piece is optional, but I just wanted to cover up the tabs a little more. And then, of course, you have to close it and make sure it works. And it turned out adorable. Love it. I can't wait to attach it to the card. Okay, so we'll put that to the side just so everything can adhere and keep drying. Here is that teal panel, and I am wanting to emboss Happy Anniversary at the bottom. So I used a Catherine Pooler Happy Anniversary stamp. Excuse me. I'm using the Tailored Expressions Anti-Static tool and Versamark to ink up that teal paper, and I barely press on it since it is a sentiment stamp. I don't want it to smush down too hard and make it hard to read with embossing powder. I am using a fine silver just to match the bow on top of the candy box. I thought it would help bring it together. And I'm going to do that twice. And I love that anti-static tool. It really helps make sure that it all just goes where it needs to go and comes off if it wasn't supposed to be there. And then you want to heat up your embossing gun just a little. And this is where the magic happens. This is the fun part where you can see it turn. And just be careful not to overheat your embossing powder. And there it becomes a little shiny. And it says Happy Anniversary. So now I'm pretty sure I start decorating the inside of the card. I have already stamped a card panel with my name, and on the inside this is where I'm going to actually use that frame that I originally wanted to use on the outside, but I didn't realize it cut the inside piece out, so I thought this would be a fun way to dress up the inside of the card. So I just put some liquid glue onto that and attach it to the center of the card base. And I did keep one piece of the chocolate candies as I wanted to put it in the inside, but this time I used a Viva Pearl Pen in chrome silver, again to bring in the silver that I used for the embossing powder and the bow. And I'm just going to put that into the inside of the card at the bottom just so it helps tie in with the sentiment that I chose. This is Wishing You a Sweet One. So I thought this was the best one to send to people. So it says Happy Anniversary, Wishing You a Sweet One on the inside. And it's stamped perfect with that Versa Clair fine ink. And then I just went ahead and folded the card base over. And this is where I'm going to use some liquid glue to attach the turquoise panel onto the white one, because when I did emboss, the heat did sort of warp the bottom of the panel. So you'll see me make sure I rub it really good at the bottom, as I wanted to make sure that piece adhered. Right there is where it kind of stuck up just a little. And I'll be using my ATG tape gun to attach this piece to the main card base. And lately I have been actually closing my card base just so I seem to get I can line right up on top of it, and it seems to help things go on even more straight. And then the best part, attaching the adorable candy heart box. I'm also going to use the same liquid glue, add lots of it, and I'll go ahead and attach that to the front of the card. I do open the heart up so that I can make sure I can press down. And I just loved the way this turned out. I cannot wait to give these to my friends and family for their anniversary, and I hope they enjoy it, and I hope their anniversary is a sweet one. I also wanted to thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I do hope to do more videos, so if you enjoyed this, be sure to let me know, and I hope that I can come back and start making cards again. I've missed you guys all so much, and I can't wait to record my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!